Just a fellow my age, and he worked Eli Lilly, and he's just a congenious guy. That's all it is. We became friends, and up until the time he passed, we remained friends and so on. But he moved out of the neighborhood, but we still remained friends. Well, I imagine gas probably 25 cents a gallon.
Man, those were the days.
Yeah, but the wages also wasn't like they are now. There was, living was, I guess, you didn't make no whole lot, but it wasn't a whole lot too expensive. It wasn't real high. Rent wasn't that high. Just a way of life, that's all I say, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, I was in a lot of it. I did a lot of marching, protesting. I was in the military. I was in the Navy, 1943. And I experienced a lot of prejudice. We all have. Oh, no, just in civilian life, period. Yeah, right now. It was no trouble. Just, you knew where you stood, and that was just it. Yeah, but other than that, it was just life, that's all, man. And made the best of it. That's all I say. It was just protesting because the rights that you did not have, that didn't want you, the things that you couldn't do, you couldn't go to the movies, same movie you go upstairs, they go downstairs. Yeah. You couldn't sit at the counter and eat. You couldn't go to the hotel. When you travel, you pull outside the road and sleep in your car. You couldn't go to the hotel. Then you find a black hotel. And a lot of places didn't have black hotels, so we just pull outside the road. We get sleep in the car until we get ready to take off again. Down Northwestern, downtown, anywhere that we had a reverend here named Reverend Brown, and Martin Luther King came here a couple of times, and wherever they were protesting, that's where we just went. Yeah.
Was that Andrew J. Brown?
Mm-hmm. Andrew J. Brown. Mm-hmm. He's dead now. Well, I worked at a bakery. I worked at a packing house for 23 years. I worked in General Motors. I used to do upholstery work for myself. And just right now, I'm just a jack of all trades.
What kind of work did you do for yourself?
Upholstery work.
What kind?
Reupholstery.
Oh, okay.
Reupholstery furniture like. Well, personal, I've never met nothing that I can cry about, It was just, I really can't say any person's challenges I met, because life was just an everyday thing. Everyone else was experiencing the same thing that we were, so I never met nothing personal that it was hard. I've lost relatives, you know. I lost mother, father, brothers. Lost a lot of family members, that's all, but nothing personal that never hit me. Just everyday life, that's all. Just everyday life, man, that's all. That's him going to work and, you know, we have a little good time, little parties and things, and that was way of life, man. That was just it, man. I just enjoy life, that's all, man. That's all I can do. That's all I can say. Well, okay, say where I live. When I moved there, I was the second black in that area. Everything else was white. So, and the neighborhood was quiet, and as the white started moving out, the black started moving in, and eventually everything started decaying because you had a lot of rental property in there, and you know, eventually, you know what happened later on, drugs got involved in there, and when that got the rental property and the people not willing to keep up their property, people own houses, they started renting, they moved somewhere else and renting. As long as they got their money, they don't care who they rent to. So that created the decline in the neighborhood. And that's the change. When I moved there, Illinois Street was a two-way street. Yeah, and it's just the decline in the neighborhood. That was just all, man. People, a lot of rental property in there, and people just don't care. And just that simple. And like when I moved there, it was quiet. You had a couple of trees on the street. Heck, when I moved there, man, I wouldn't be afraid to put a tent up in my front yard and sleep out there all night. But not anymore. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's sad to say, but sometimes we are our worst enemy. You know, you got blacks or whatever, anybody that don't care, everything going to deteriorate, and that's what happened in the neighborhood. You had blacks moved in there and rental property come in, they tear up, and then they move somewhere else. And I was just one that I said, well, I'm not going to let them run away. I'll just stay. That's all. I seen the neighborhood go from good to bad, and now it's began to do better. And hoping that, you know, things will straighten out. But you know, I'm still there. That's the main thing. I'm just hoping that it'll get better. That's all. But it's life, I guess. Have some kind of goal in mind that you want to accomplish, and just work at it and be your own person. Don't try to follow the leaders out here, because you can get in a whole lot of trouble trying to follow what someone else is doing. And just work at whatever you set your mind that you want, and you can accomplish it, I think. And just don't worry about following the leader, and treat your fellow man right, and you're gonna come out all right. And please stay away from drugs. That's it, man. Stay in school. You know, you got to stay in school, man. That's important. School is the most important thing in the world. Is trying to make it. You got to go to school and stay in school. But other than that, is follow your mind.